Welcome back to another episode of my journey to 10,000 rating in Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
My name's Choo Choos. I've spent over 10 years competing in League of Legends professionally around the world. Now, as a full-time corporate rat, I want to figure out how to climb games as efficiently as possible. Follow my journey as I reach for the top 1% across multiple titles.
This game is another commentary. Did quite well this one, so I hope you enjoy it. So to summarize, I've had my fair share of eighths and my fair share of wins. But this one, I think tier 7 lobbies are really probably where you can have the most fun. Having the extra armor and a couple new avenues to play. But I instantly see that I get Bran and Sneed. Sneed in a Murloc lobby, so I thought it was a really good opportunity to scam. But I don't feel that comfortable on Sneed, and I know Bran is pretty easy to access, and I figured if I can find some angle to build econ so I can get to tier 7 a bit faster than everyone else, that would also be a really good win condition. So I went with Bran, purely based on comfort. So tier 3, I find 2 battle cries, both 1 cost. The dragon doesn't help me, so I go for a roll. And I find 2 more battle cries, but this is a better board. And then I'm considering, should I even play them? And I figured my board is really weak. This guy leveled to 3, so he might also have a really weak board. This game does get incredibly spicy. I think this was one of the tier 7 lobbies where I had to play for every fight, and I did some stuff that was a bit out of my comfort zone. So tier 3 shop, I go for the first reroll. I find the Fellhorn again, and I also have a demon in shop, so I decide to take the damage, and hopefully this really stabilizes me. This guy surprisingly was a lot stronger than I thought, but fortunately we get the draw. First time warp was interesting because I did have 4 demons, so I should be expecting a couple demons to pop up. I ended up going for the extra gold and Sylvanas hero power. I think both are ideal for a tier 7 lobby. I also find Soul Rewinder. Won't be able to cast my hero power, but I'm hoping that I can look for that triple and maybe find a position where I can level to tier 6 and discover, get the first tier 7 minion of the game. I think in tier 7 lobbies we're all thinking the same thing. We're trying to level as fast as we can, trying to play for economy a bit more than we would play to stabilize. Fortunate news is I am quite strong with this Fellhorn stabilizing board. I also get the 3 gold, so I'm in quite a good spot. I'm probably going to, I'm going to buy the elemental first, see what 4 costs I get. I don't get anything, so I get my money back. And then I find the pair I was looking for, or the triple I was looking for. And then at this point, I think I made the decision, okay, we're just gonna take the 15 or the 10 here. And we're gonna level, find the first tier 7 of the game. My best options probably be Highkeeper Ra or Champion of Sargarius. Both really good options. How many is there? Tier 7, there is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the 7 choices. 2 of them are what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. I also have hero power here as well. But Shadow Dancer does make me think, okay, we can play for some. Ooh, so here I could take Highkeeper Ra was probably the best decision. I also find Felfire Conjurer, which is ideal. And then my lines presented to me, I also find Titus. So the game's decided what it wants me to play. Using hero power here, I don't think it was necessary. I don't really know what I was looking for. Maybe another Bran. And then here, I'm probably selling. Probably want to eat Fellhorn. I don't know why I sold Fellhorn. It's a good thing about commentaries is you actually learn a fair bit about what you're doing wrong. The Fellhorn is going to get eaten, or the Soul Rewinder is going to get eaten. Why not just eat the one with more stats? So that's the first mistake I've noticed. At this point, I'm quite weak. I've got a very strong scaling board, but I imagine I'm going to start taking minus 15s. I'm at 31 health. So if I take a 15, I still am at 16 health above that 15 health threshold. Second time warp, we do find the dragon that doubles the spells we're casting, which felt like the easiest choice for me. I also find another high creep or Ra, which is why that Sylvanas hero power is really good. Unfortunately, we don't get anything good out of it. So at this point, I'm probably looking for bat. Probably bat. Okay, I'm eating my extra gold there. Putting it on the Ra, which is not ideal. Probably should have bought the elemental to see if I get like any econ out of it. Okay, so I am going to sell one of the Ras. I am on 16 health and I really need to start finding some kind of scam. Or some kind of, I need to find Fellbat, really, is what I'm trying to say. Find end of turn, which is not good enough. I can't play Brand Titus end of turn. Okay, so we do find Fellbat. I could take end of turn instead of the Ra, just so my 3 demons eat everything. But Fellbat is really the card I need to stay in the game. So fortunately, I had enough gold, I had enough things in my hand to sell that I could get it. I'm considering holding the battle cry in hand. Oh wow, no, okay. I'm gonna play double Titus to buff the shop as much as I can. Right, so we're eating 3 out of 6 things in the shop. Looks like this guy is doing a similar thing to me. He's found his Stitch. He's trying to find some kind of scaling the shop board. It's like a 50-50 fight that I can keep my 16 HP. And that should be enough. We should be able to draw here now. Okay, so now I feel like, okay, we're kind of getting in the clear. Hero powering in this game is insane. Getting another dragon. Oh, Stitch seems so good. Yeah, I think it's definitely stealing the Stitch. Stealing the Stitch is almost the same as the card on the right, but it's better scaling because if I have a big unit, I can play it later on. Out of Ra. Probably going to taunt my Stitch. Leveling to tier 7 here. Mostly looking for Time Snap. I'm trying to find like an immortal or some kind of absurd unit. Just emptying my hand. Buffing spells is good. So we're versing Cenarius. Cenarius is also quite low. Looks like he's below 15. This guy seems to be playing a similar board to me, but he's playing it like with Bran. So he's eating a lot. And I never really know the difference. What's better here? Is it like a spell, like, is growing your tavern better with Titus? Or is it better to play Bran and keep consuming things? But nonetheless, this guy is a lot stronger than me at this point. So I'm probably starting to panic. I'm hoping I find like... either like, okay, Golden Titus is perfect. It gives me that extra slot. I find another Stitch so I can eat just like a bigger minion. I'm probably gonna sell the dragon. I'm versing the strongest guy in the lobby, so I need to play. In this position, I would probably be thinking about, okay, I can't afford to lose. I can't afford to play scaling. I probably need to like buy Murlocs, or like you can see me, I'm thinking about, should I buy this Murloc? I'm trying to stay in this game for as long as I can because I am scaling. It's just a matter of time. So I see the guy's playing dragons, and I assume he's playing a Stun Drake build. So I roll past the Murloc. I do find Champion of Sagaris, which is really good as well with Titus. It's not buffing my shop as much as my spell power.
I didn't like that one either. Here's a gold for the trouble.
But I find the Stitch. I'm kind of banking that I win this game, or win this match. And then I'll probably just eat the Sargeras and get the triple proc. Hopefully it eats. I need to make sure that Titus doesn't die, so I think I'm reading here if I can eat the Stitch, but yeah, you can't eat the Stitch, and I'll keep the Death Rattles. So I'm just gonna eat both the Sargeras, Champion of Sargeras, and my Shadow Dancer, and I'm hoping this is enough. I'm kind of a time bomb at 1 HP, hoping that my shop is big enough and I'm growing my stats enough. It was a good idea not to buy the Murloc because he is Stun Drake. He's got Golden Titus. He also has a Stun Drake, but the Stun Drake doesn't have absurd stats, so I'm hoping my stats are big enough. And then you can see the helper on the top. It says 100% chance I win. Quite relieved whenever you see that. At this point, I'm not even thinking about scaling. I'm just trying to think of like, I'm on 1 HP. I've been so close to 9k so many times and I keep losing. I versed the Ghost, which is amazing. Gonna hero power again, find the Golden Stitch. I don't even know what Golden Stitch does. It destroys both minions and then summons, I guess, summons both. I find another Stitch, and I think at this point I'm just like, I just don't know how I make another Stitch work. I think I take Obsidian Dragon, I find another Stitch in shop, like... I'm trying to think if I can eat onto the dragon. I also learnt to never reborn Stitch because it will spawn a copy of itself without any death rattles. And I did do that one game. Probably could have taken the Titus considering I'm versing Ghost, but I find money. I also want to keep the taunts in my hand. But yeah, I'll probably just play the other Shadow Dancer. The issue with playing the other Shadow Dancer is it's going to consume stats, and I kind of want to have one spot that I can keep. So here I learned that it spawns one of each, and it will just keep repeating that until my board is full. So as long as their stats are even, which they should be, my board is just giga exposed to Murlocs, but I think my ultimate end game is I just buff the shop enough that I can eat like a divine shielded, like Obsidian Ravager or something like that.
Your minions really pulled their weight.
I find Bran just in the off chance I can play some Battlecry to give me some money.
Better hire a recruit while you can.
What secrets will uncover?
Wonder what I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for Bat, just Golden Bat. I find a big Ravager here. But then I'm thinking, is the Ravager's stats big enough for me to just... Am I going to sell? Okay, so wow, I do sell. I get out of scaling here. The other thing to note is the spell scaling. Because I'm eating my Champion of Sargarius, which is proccing 3 times, this is plus 15. The Felfire Conjurer is also a luxury. But with this setup, Stitch should almost always die first. I think the only way I can lose is if someone plays the Remove Taunt 4 cost and it doesn't have enough attack. And it doesn't die.
Have a good battle, friend.
So he does find a 2k elemental, but fortunately for me, I found a spell that copies the stats, or doubles the stats of my leftmost minion. And I'm pretty sure I might have lost this. Maybe not. I don't, oh no, I don't think I would have lost that fight without it. But it did make the fight a lot easier. I don't know really what else I can do here. I'm pretty sure this is my endgame board. Just looking for either like a golden Shadow Dancer.
That's what I would have picked.
Can I magnets? No, it's mech. It's what is it? It's mech elemental. I don't have any of that. Cannot kill myself with the battle cry. I have done that before. Just trying to find bats. Not finding any bats.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
Bit of a nothing turn, but at least we're getting value out of our Stitch, and our shop is growing. I kept finding all these Ravagers, and I was like, this is such a good counter to like a summon board. I think if I had the gold, I would have bought it. I think if I had more HP this game, I would have kept Brand for a bit more. Probably played a Future Fin with Baskill set up with poisons in hand. Everything would just be like absurd stats. But I think I was also thinking if I found Jakari, would I eat twice? I think I would have. I would have played Jakari. It's actually a pity. My bat killed the Titus for 2k attacks, so I don't get the extra scaling, but I find out, okay, Cenarius is kind of the guy I'm up against. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Probably looking for Scam. I know this guy is just stats. He's essentially the same build as me. I find Sharing is Caring, which is the spell I haven't seen before, but what it does is it copies the stats of the leftmost minion. And I saw he was positioning his giant minion on the left. And then here you can see me having a look. I'm like, there's a Ravager. I've got 1 gold. This spell copies the stats. And I've learned how starter combat works. Starter combat is spells go first, or hero powers go first, then spells, then minions. So I'm like, I'm hoping this guy doesn't have some weak thing on the front. Because I'm thinking I could probably beat him with my board right now. It's kind of like, if his leftmost minion isn't big, I think I will lose. I'm also really hoping that this spell procs first. In this moment, I was like, not entirely certain this is how it works.
I think you can win this thing.
So, I didn't actually catch it just then, but you can see... So the spell does go off, and I copy his stats. And then I think I catch this guy off guard, which was a pretty fun way to win the game, and I think this game got me 9k. Yeah, it did. It got me over, so I'm finally on the final road.